much would you pay to have a Werther's Original right now?
I love Werther's Original.
I would pay $2, and that's well above the market price. Yeah,
for one, single one. What's your max? Just curious.
$3.
$3?
Yeah.
You outbid Hannah.
That's my max.
Okay,
it's my absolute max.
Is there only one?
Are we bidding on it?
Yeah, there's one. There's one Werther's Original. It's going to one of the three of us. Highest bidder.
$200.
Wow.
It's sold.
Hello, and welcome to WayTooBroad, a show and tell program for really, really ridiculously excited grown-ups. I'm Hannah, and these are my co-hosts, Erin and Ben. Hi, Erin.
Hello. Yeah. Hi, Ben.
Hello.
This week I'm trying a thing where I'm sitting back so that because my shoulders have been kind of tense today. So I tested my mic in the seated position that you guys only can see, where I'm kind of like chill. I'm like in a very chill position. So I'm hoping to maintain it.
I thought something was different about you. It's your posture.
Yeah, I'm chill. I have a chill posture now.
I don't feel like that is what I would describe as a chill posture. You look very you're like at attention. You're like upright. Your shoulders are back. That's not chill, per se.
Well, but I'm leaning back textbook. In my chair. That's why that's why I'm upright.
Oh, I see. I got you.
Yeah, if you could see my whole body, you would see how chill I am.
I'll just have to let the imagination take over.
I got slippers on and everything, so.
Wow, chill.
Oh, that's chill. You're right.
Yeah, pretty chill.
I don't have slippers on and my feet are chill. Cool.
Oh, different chill.
Yeah, they're actually totally fine. I had to take my socks off. It's fine.
We're trying a new video chat software, too. In other news of things people can't see.
If something sounds different, it's because we're trying a new video software where we can see each other all at once. Mm-hmm. And not ourselves. What's everyone drinking?
Yes, good question. I am first, and I'm drinking something. It's Poland Springs.
We can't see it. It's out of shot because you're so chill.
I'm too chill for this. Hold on. Let me. Okay. It's a Poland Springs seltzer with a twist of pomegranate lemonade.
Nice.
Wow, a twist of pomegranate.
Yeah,
why would you twist a pomegranate?
Yeah.
You twist it right in.
Very carefully.
Does it have little white chunks in it?
Mm. I hope so. I haven't gotten any yet.
Texture.
Yeah.
No, with texture.
Erin, what are you drinking?
I have an iced water and I have a decaf coffee. That's me. It's Friday night, treating myself.
Oh yeah, it's Silly Friday.
Yeah.
You can tell how silly we're all being.
Yeah.
We're trying a new video software. Hannah's sitting back in her chair. Things are getting a little crazy.
Chill. It's a chilly Friday.
It's
Ben,
chill
what
Friday.
are you drinking?
I have 2 glasses of ice water.
Dope.
And an old-fashioned. And it's a proper old-fashioned this time because I got bitters.
Nice.
And it's great. It's just a little more bitter.
Nice.
Just like you want it.
Just like you want it.
Exactly.
So I didn't go to work today, or rather, I didn't work at home today.
Why not?
Because I took the day off.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was
Good
nice.
Call.
Yeah, it was the first day off I've taken since all this began. And I'm going to take next Friday off, too. I'm going to have 2 3-day weekends in a row, just because I want to.
Love it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up.
Yeah. So we thought it would be like a cool, chill time to go to the grocery store because we needed to. And we thought that, we actually did a bunch of research to see which store was, the least busy at at that exact time that we were about to leave. And we were like, oh, it's a weekday and it's the morning, so nobody will be there. But like everywhere was so busy. We went to Market Basket in Sagamore, in case anyone listening knows where that is, in Massachusetts.
Unnecessary information.
Shout out.
And they were doing, everyone, I will say, since the last time we went grocery shopping, not only was everyone wearing masks because you can now be fined in Massachusetts if you don't, and also hopefully for other reasons, including other people's safety and such. But also they were doing a really good job voluntarily of social distancing the line to get in, because it was like, Market Basket is like a really big grocery store. It was like around the corner from the entrance. They were like controlling the entry and exit very strictly, and people were really like maintaining distance in the line. So it was a very long line, but it moved very quickly, and was still in many situations kind of a nightmare. But there was a great selection of stuff, and we were able to, for the majority of the time, maintain social distance. And I would say probably like 3/4 of the people versus like maybe half of them last time were respecting the whole like one-way aisles thing. So
nice. That
was good too. But yeah, that was our big outing for the day. And it was exhausting and took most of the day, as grocery shopping does now. Because we get home and we have to like lock the cats up and disinfect every single thing that we just bought, Mm-hmm. So it was a great time. It was a great time. We were always just like exhausted afterwards.
Whenever we get groceries, Como has I don't know if I mentioned, Como has a thing with plastic bags where he like really likes to rub his teeth on them and chew them.
Oh my God.
And so it's a struggle when we're bringing groceries in. We have to like constantly push him away to keep him away from the bags and throw them out like as quickly as we can.
Cats can get it.
Yeah, cats can get it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. God.
He just wants it, I think.
Yeah.
He loves bags. I almost feel bad because like it's like one of his favorite things when we used to get home with plastic bags. He would like run over and like immediately start rubbing on them, and now we have to like take them away as soon as we can.
Henry loves to like, he's like, what is in those bags? And like, when you put it on the ground, he's like, got his head in there. He's not like licking anything or like trying to take anything. He's just like genuinely curious. Like whenever you're opening a package, he's just like really curious. Like, what's in there? He doesn't want it. He's not like, oh, I want that. He's just like, what is it? It's so sweet. It's very relatable.
Yeah, I totally get it. I get that 100%.
Yeah.
I have follow-ups for you guys, both of you.
What up?
I did the homework of both of you guys. I listened to a little bit of the Hunchback of Notre Dame soundtrack. It didn't quite capture me in the same way that it has captured you.
That's alright. That's chill. You were listening to the new musical?
Yeah, new musical, yeah.
I gotta go just show you.
But
just double checking because I don't. Maybe it was something else. Because
I'm not sure how it would not. That's not really making sense to me, but yeah.
That's chill. That's chill.
But I watched the Chica Tiny Desk concert, and I listened to her album a bunch of times. I would say I wish it was longer, personally.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
But yeah, great. Wonderful. She's so cool. She's so funny.
She's so cool.
Yeah. Love her.
She's great.
We've been watching Adventure Time. We hadn't been watching a lot of TV.
That was my homework. I couldn't remember. I was waiting to remember what it was.
You couldn't wait to hear.
It's been great. It's so nice because it's like snackable length episodes. You can fit them into any little like pocket of time that you're not sure what to do with. Mm-hmm.
It's great. It's ideal. We just got into like the middle of season 5, and we're like pretty firmly in the territory of episodes I haven't seen before.
Nice.
And they're really, really good. We're also like starting to get into where it's turning into more of an adult show, to be honest.
Cool.
Yeah.
I didn't play Fortnite. I'm sorry.
I didn't either. But I did watch a lot of Kitboga videos.
That's so great. I love that. I still watch, like, it's like, that's what I do when I'm working now. I just watch Kitboga videos or I watch his stream, like, every day.
I can't do it while working, but I will talk about when I do watch them later.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about last week, Hannah, how, like, I also discovered that I can't work and watch them at the same time and I found that out when I like spent a good chunk of the afternoon attempting to and not really getting anything done whatsoever.
Yeah, but
it was fun.
Yeah, actually, by the time this is out, if Kit's true to his word, which I actually don't know how often he is when it comes to uploading YouTube videos, but I think by the time this comes out, the video will have gone up on YouTube of him video chatting with a scammer, which I don't think it... I don't know how much of the backstory he's going to put up in there, but basically, like, he had this one scammer on the line with him playing the character of, like, a 20-something girl named Sam for, like, 8 hours or so, and as part of it, he, like, convinced the guy to actually send Sam a video of himself apologizing for something, and then eventually video chat with him on WhatsApp. And one day, the scammer David was insisting that Sam show herself on the camera, and so Kit spent, like, the majority of his stream that morning, like, dressing up in drag, basically. But his wife, like, couldn't help him because they have kids, and she was watching the kids, so she just like gave him a bunch of her makeup and was like, "Here's how you use these things, like, roughly." And then he like ran back in and started, like, basically asking the chat to help him put on makeup and, like, kind of look enough like a woman that he could talk to this guy. It was very, very funny. I was laughing a lot all day. But yeah.
He must spend, like, how much of his time, like, does he spend doing this? I mean, it feels like more than a full-time job's worth.
I think it is his full-time job.
It's his full-time job for sure.
But he must spend additional time, like, editing the videos and, like...
He does. You know, I know at least one day out of the work week he usually takes to do editing and stuff. So, like, I think he is, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, like, how... But another thing that he does besides editing the videos is he also has to, like, do pre-work on every number that he calls, because he, like, pre-checks them to make sure that they're actually scammers and stuff. Or because if he doesn't, then he has to, like, mute the line for a while to, like, confirm that it is before he can, like, do anything on the stream. So it is, a lot of work, I would say. And also he, like, any information that he gets about the scammers, he sends to, like, the FBI or whatever, like, whoever, people that follow up on that stuff. So it's at least a full-time job. Yeah. If not more.
Yeah. Dang.
But he does like it, seemingly.
That's good. Mm-hmm. You'd have to.
Surely would. Any other upfronts?
I don't think I have any.
Oh, I know. I was considering bringing this as an obsession, but I'm just not gonna. I'm gonna do it as an upfront. Hayley Williams' full album is released today.
Hell yeah!
all 3 parts. Ooh. So I think I had the first part as an obsession when that came out a couple months ago.
Yep.
In the before times, and now she released the second part, which was also great. I don't think we ever talked about it on a pod, but I know at least Erin was listening to it. I imagine Hannah probably did at some point too. It was really, really good. And the third part is also very good. And according to her, I don't know, I'm saying it like it's a weird thing to say. She said, she said the other day on her Twitter that the last track is her favorite song on the album.
According to her,
her favorite song is the last one on the album.
That's such a great way to just say anything.
Yeah.
Like, just to quote anybody.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
According
great.
to Molly, this milk expires tomorrow.
Wow, Ben's got a delay on his video. It's confusing.
Not for me anymore. He did.
Did I fix it?
Yeah, you fixed it with your fart noise. You did.
Way to go. It recalibrates technology. That's a fact.
That's a big secret.
It's a big secret.
It's actually out of sync again. Bingo.
Bingo. Bingo, bango.
Yeah, we were actually listening to Petals for Armor, the full-length album today while we were cleaning the kitchen. And it's nice. Some new songs I haven't heard before. But that was just the first. I just put it on shuffle. So I haven't spent much time with the part 3 yet.
Yeah, that's part of why I didn't bring it as some session. I've only listened through it all the way once because it came out today. But it's
a cool way to release an album, I think.
Yeah.
Like, doing it in parts. Like, I was able to digest a part, and then I was able to digest another part, and now I'll be able to digest another part. It's cool. I like
and
that
I'm really
way.
excited
Like breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited to like listen through the whole thing as a unit a few times now, because I want to see like how the whole thing flows together.
Yeah.
Is she gonna put out more videos?
She released a video for Dead Horse today. Also,
I thought you were going to say she better.
I hope she does.
According to her, she released a video.
Dead Horse, I don't think was as good a video as the other ones, but it's pretty good.
According to Ben. Okay.
According to me, the Dead Horse video isn't as good as the others.
I see. I haven't heard the third part yet, and I haven't watched the new video yet.
Can we email her and suggest that she updates the names of her little albums to Petals for Armor, Breakfast, Petal for Armor, Lunch, and Petals for Breakfast, Lunch, and Dinner?
We should do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
I think it's a good suggestion.
She's pretty responsive on Twitter. We should just tweet at her.
Mm-hmm. That's a great idea.
The other day, she was, I think like Bonnaroo or something was like replaying old live shows. And there was a Paramore show playing, and she was like live tweeting during it and like fangirling over Paramore. And like she was like, I fucking love this band. They're so good.
That's legit.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's great.
They are good.
They are good. It's true.
According to her.
According to her,
Paramore's
good. Really good. I don't know if I buy it.
All right, let's pop in.
Let's do that pop.
Let's do that pop. I'm first.
What up, Han? What you got?
You know, I would not say that I have had that much of an obsession this week, but one thing that has been really, really nice is that the weather has been much warmer this week overall, and Ian and I, oh my god, actually, yeah, my obsession, if it's anything, is yard work and gardening. Nice. Now that I'm thinking about it, because we actually haven't done a ton of it, and supposedly it might snow this weekend, so I don't know that we're going to this weekend.
Fuck? Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. That's something that Ian told me, and as you guys know, he knows weather stuff.
Yeah, he's got his finger on that weather pulse.
Yeah,
it's May.
It's May. It's May. Okay, it's May. I don't see it in the forecast.
It's gonna snow at 4 a.m. tonight.
Oh, really?
That's what my thingy says.
Wow. Okay, well,
his thingy doesn't lie.
It doesn't lie. So I don't know how much we're gonna do this weekend, and as I said, we didn't do that much because obviously we're not like popping over to the garden center for things. But on one of my lunch breaks this week, I think it was maybe Wednesday. Who knows what's time and stuff? But like we have I don't know how many of our listeners will be familiar with bittersweet vines. Bennett definitely is, as you can hear.
Them.
It's so funny because I remember the first time you came over my house when we like first bought it, Ben, you and Mom like went around the yard like pointing out all the bittersweet everywhere, like all the little guys coming up. And I was like, how are they seeing these? I can't even tell what these are. And now I see them everywhere. Actually, when we were at Market Basket today, I was like, they have these cool little like metal gable box things that are made to like accept like creeping vines up them for like decoration. And they had vines they had planted at the base that were kind of like working their way up. And then there was a bittersweet vine that was climbing up them too. And I was like, that's bittersweet. They did not plant that. Like I just I spotted it from like, yeah, it's just everywhere. It's so invasive. It grows so quickly. It had completely taken over like half of our property between bittersweet and wild rose.
Your yard, when you like cleared it out, the like really, I think you had some of like the thickest bittersweet vines I'd ever seen. They were like tree trunk sized,
like the circumference of like your head, or maybe like a child's torso, like big, because they just. I mean, they just snowball on themselves, basically. Like, the more... So we had cleared out a ton of it a few years ago and done a bunch of gardening in the space in between and stuff. And I talked about that when that happened way back.
On episode 35, congrats on coming correct with regards to your backyard.
Yes, that was probably when we first did it. And it's matured very well. There's lots of flowers that are coming back right now. And it was the same last year. And I think I talked about it then too. And it was very exciting. But there's a section at the back between the road that's behind our property and the sidewalk next to the road, and then like our backyard, that we had never really completely cleared out because, first of all, it was kind of providing some privacy shielding for us. And also, there's a couple really tall trees back there, and the bittersweet has grown all the way up to the top of them and is like very integrated with the top of the trees. So we cut it at the base so that it would like slow down growing it. Honestly, it doesn't stop it because it still like holds a lot of life in the vines. But we had never been able to get it like down. And Ian and I had both been like trying at various points, but we had never really tried to pull it down together. But like I literally noticed while we were out there that there was an entire other holly tree that was just like in the vines so much that I'd never noticed it. Like neither of us actually had. I was like, wait a minute, why are there holly leaves way up there? And then we realized that in the midst of all the bittersweet vines was a whole other holly tree that was like taller than the only one we thought we had in that section. So like, and it was like not doing great, obviously, because we hadn't even noticed it till then, but it was like definitely alive. So we just took basically my entire lunch break to just try to pull down this particular section of vines to like free up this holly tree. And it was so fucking satisfying. So this tree, I am really bad with heights. Hold on. Let me ask producer Ian. Ian, how tall do you think that tree was? Like the highest point of the bittersweet vine we pulled down?
Like 500 feet, probably.
30 feet plus tall, this tree.
Okay. Wow.
And the bittersweet vines went all the way up to the top, and they were wrapping around branches up there. And we had managed to free up like 2 or 3 different strands of it that were like maybe like not as thick as a can of soda, but like almost the bottom parts were. So we were using those as our like leverage points. And then we started doing like a heave ho thing where we were both pulling at the same time. First, we kind of like loosened it up by pulling at different times. Like he and I stood on the opposite ends of the yard, and he would pull and then I would pull, and it kind of like loosened it up at the top. And then once it was kind of loose and seemed to be like had a little give to it, then we were like 3, 2, 1 coordinating on one branch. And eventually we got this whole tangle of the bittersweet down from the tree. Wow. And it was like, there's still a lot back there because it's like some of it is just like inextricably tangled, but the amount that we got out was so satisfying. Like we had to cut it into pieces just to get it to the front of the yard because it was like it was as long as the entire backyard. So Jesus. It was so big. So like that was so great. It really hurt my hands a bit because we like I went out there in flip-flops. Like we weren't planning on gardening. So I did the whole thing in flip-flops. I hadn't brought my gloves out. I went and got them like halfway through, but it was wonderful. It made me remember why I like killing weeds so much. So that was fun. And then we went to the garden center today on the way home from the grocery store, and picked up some vegetables that we're going to plant after we let them sit in the sun for a couple of days, or outside for a couple of days. Picked up some herbs and some like additional flowers that we're going to plant around. And, so I'm excited about that. So, it's just the annual excited about things coming back to life, springtime, obsession, I suppose.
I wish I had a garden.
I know. I'm sorry.
Do you feel like you'll live somewhere where you'll have a garden someday? Like out of the city? Or do you think you guys will be city dwellers for the long haul?
I don't know.
Okay.
Why not both?
Why not both?
Yeah, I guess you could have both.
Well,
I don't know much about cities.
Why not? The answer to why not both is the houses are like millions of dollars.
Well, yeah, but there are like community gardens, or there are like apartments that have more of a yard than you have.
You're right.
Or you could do like a rooftop garden or something.
Yeah. You're right.
You're right.
I get it. You're right.
You know, Hannah, Molly just got a pole saw.
Oh yes,
which is like
I need one of those. That would do it.
A miniature chainsaw on a pole.
Yeah,
which I didn't realize until it came. I was like, that's a fucking chainsaw on a pole.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like as you were describing that, I was like, oh man, Molly would have been up in there with that pole saw.
I actually didn't know what that was called, but as we were like doing it, I was like, I was thinking we
Is
need
that what
like
Mom used to have? I don't think hers
I think she did. I think that's why I mean, she does also just have a chainsaw. Like Mom would just go out and like randomly cut trees down.
Hers was not like motorized or anything, but she had like a big long this kind of thing. She had like a big long saw that was on a pruner, a tree pruner. That's what it's called.
How tall is the pole saw? 7 to 30 foot pole pruning saw.
Molly got a pole saw. It was a chainsaw, yeah. So it's not like that. Let me send you the exact one.
But yeah, that would be helpful, I think. I might consider that.
Mm-hmm. Is it this one? What's that brand?
What's that brand?
What's that brand? No, that other one that starts with an R.
Starts with an R?
Ryobi.
Oh, yeah. Ryobi.
Yeah, that one.
Ryobi.
Yeah, that one.
Right.
6 to 12 foot.
Yeah, so it's like a fucking chainsaw on a pole.
So
that's pretty cool.
Chainsaw.
It's pretty hardcore.
I wonder if we would be able to. There is one I just saw that's like extendable up to 30 feet. But I wonder, it's not electric. That would be way too much. It's just like a saw that's that tall. I wonder if that would be enough. I don't know.
I remember Mom's being a real pain in the ass to use when you were cutting tree branches.
But it's not a tree branch, but it is kind of the size of a tree branch in some places.
I heard you say, I remember Mom was being a big pain in the ass. I was like, would she not let you use it or something?
I didn't want to use it. She made me use it to do stuff. She made me do yard work.
Oh,
what a pain
God.
in the ass.
What a pain in the ass.
That sounds nice, Hannah.
Yeah, it was really great. It was like this is going to sound sad, but it was one of the coolest things that happened to me this week. We were able to get that down. It was monumental.
Real. That's real, man.
Yeah. But that's it.
That's really real.
Gardening. Getting weeds down. Gardening.
Garnishing.
Gardening. Get you some.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm excited to grow some vegetables too. I hope that some of them come up. We already have like
What'd you get?
Red lettuce coming up, which is good.
Nice. What'd you get to plant?
We got tomatoes. We got like 3 different types of tomatoes, and I'm not sure any of them will thrive in our backyard, honestly. Because they all want full sun, and we don't have any of that. And then
interesting choice then.
I just really want fresh tomatoes. I just want them so badly. I'm trying to just grow them through sheer force of will, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah. We have lettuce too.
Snow.
Yeah.
Lettuce, snow.
Lettuce, snow.
Let it snow tonight at 4 a.m. What else?
Erin, what's your obsession?
Oh, what else are you planning? Just
I don't know. I don't
aren't
remember.
Gonna grow?
I don't remember what we got.
I mean, that are gonna grow. I'm sorry. My negative attitude isn't helping.
Ian picked up most of the things, and I just was like, sure, cool, whatever you want. But One thing that did happen to us at the garden center was that this young guy who works there came up to us and told us that they didn't have any bee balm and that they would probably get it in later in the season. And I was like, did you ask Ian if they had bee balm? And he's like, no. Did you? And I was like, no. And I was like, I don't think it's us you're looking for. And then he apologized and walked away. But like our masks are so distinctive. Like it's
yeah,
like
it has an upside down house. On it.
Mine has an upside down barn house on it.
Maybe someone else's does too.
Maybe.
That's very trendy these days.
They're great. Honestly, those masks are great though. I'm not just saying that because Mom listens to this show religiously. They're like, they like really like hold down to all edges of your face where you want them to. And they're big. They're like tall and big. It's a good pattern.
Nice.
Yes.
They're tall and wide.
They're
They're tall, but also wide.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the sweet spot.
That's
honestly.
Mm-hmm. So that's all I remember about it.
All right.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Erin, tell us about your obsession.
Cool. This will be a big mystery to everybody. Let me give some backstory. I am obsessed with only one thing this week, and I looked in the topic index. You know, when you've been doing this for 3 years, like we have, you forget. You forget what we've covered. So I go and look in the topic index, and to my horror, the thing I would like to discuss today was already in the topic index. So I click in, and then I listen to the segment, and I decide that the segment was not about the thing. The obsession was not the thing that I'm obsessed with. It was the creator of the thing I'm obsessed with. So since I have all the passwords, I just went in to the relevant places and removed the tag. And so now if you were to check the topic index, well, if you were when it came out, you'll see it, but it'll link to today's episode. And my obsession is Killing Eve, the television
Can we talk about now that it's been revealed, can we talk about what happened when you were trying to raise your objection?
Yeah, would you like to read it, or would you like me to?
We can just, maybe just do our various parts. So you start with, hello, I'd like to file a complaint, please.
Okay, well, that was you starting with my relevant part, so hold on.
This is on Wednesday.
Okay, I said, hello, I'd like to file, May 6th, 12:01 p.m. Hello, I'd like to file a complaint, please.
Hello, yes?
Killing Eve is in the topic index, but the actual obsession was with Phoebe Waller-Beige. Phoebe Waller-Bright. Phoebe Walker-Bridge. Robinson Waller-Beige. Phoebe Waller-Beige.
Now you see the problem. It's an untypable name. And then I just moved on. And
that was that.
Oh my god.
That was that.
How many of
I
those
was on my phone and just letting it rip.
Okay.
I was like, no edits. Whatever happens, happens. The most confusing one, what's that word? Probenicid?
Probenicid.
Is that a real word?
I don't know.
Yeah. It's a uric acid reducer.
Like pee-pee?
It can treat gout and gouty arthritis.
Oh, interesting.
Probenicid.
Probenicid. Probably. Probenicid.
I'm pro-Ben.
Yeah. So, okay. So Killing Eve is your obsession. Sorry for that sidetrack.
Yeah. It's a television program. So Ben's obsession back in the day was Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who was the head writer for season 1. I think
she's the showrunner.
She's the showrunner.
Still?
I think so, yeah.
Anywho, I think are there 3 seasons?
Yeah, the 3rd season just came out on Hulu, I believe.
Nice. So we're into season 2, I believe. But yeah, it's about Ben, you've seen it. Hannah, have you seen it?
Yeah. I don't know if I've seen all... I definitely haven't seen the third season. I don't know if I've seen the second season. I heard it was kind of disappointing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't... The third season?
No, the second season.
I didn't think it was disappointing.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay.
Well, I'll trust Ben on this one. I think we're into the second season. There was this, like, really dramatic, like, cliffhanger. You know, we're watching them, like, 2, 3, 4 a night, so it's like seasons don't really matter. It's one of those things, like, I had things to do. I had, like, goals for my life this week, and I was like, oh yeah, let's start Killing Eve. You know, we'll watch one, and then I'll go achieving my goals. And then we watched, like, 4. Or maybe we watched 3, but they're, like, an hour long. Like, we just couldn't stop. So anyway, I think it's been explained before in this podcast, but a long time ago, so I'll just, like, give a synopsis. So it's about this... I guess she's a serial killer professional assassin, and her name is Villanelle, and Eve is played by... I fucking just forgot her name. Sandra Oh.
Mm.
And Sandra Oh works for British intelligence and not at first, but eventually is tasked to, like, help track Villanelle down. And she's, like, utterly obsessed with Villanelle, and Villanelle becomes really obsessed with her. And they have this, like, super strange relationship. It's very compelling, very interesting. I've never seen a show like this. It's really, like... Just, like, anything you think is gonna happen, none of it happens the way that you think it is. Like, I'll come up with some theories, boom, they're all totally blown. Like, they're just, like, none of them are right. I don't know who to trust. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who I root for and who I don't root for. You know, it's just, like, really interesting, super compelling. The first episode, I mean, is such a great and a strong first episode of any show I've ever seen, as far as, like, setting the tone for the series, letting you know kind of what, like, setting the mood, letting you know, like, who everybody is. I thought they do an amazing job of, like, just character establishment in that first episode. Just a great show, well written, so funny, just, like, gasping for breath funny in some points. The characters are just so interesting and compelling. Villanelle is, like, this, like, terrible psychopath, but also, like, like, I love her. Like, she's so cool and so terrible, and so just, like, really interesting ways that you feel about everybody, and just, like, good TV. Good TV. They're, like, traveling to exotic locations. It's good. It's good.
Can I add a quick addendum to what I said before?
Yes.
You're right. Phoebe Waller-Bridge was the head writer for the first season and the showrunner for the first season, but they've had a different female head writer and showrunner for each season.
Cool. That's neat.
Interesting.
Neato. Yeah, let me see if I can tell where we are from the IMDb's.
I guess I should figure out where we were and keep watching it. I was nervous because I feel like I feel like I heard multiple places that maybe it was the third season. I feel like I heard people angry about something about it in the second or third season. And I was afraid.
Yeah, so we're in a season 2 now. So good so far. It's definitely, like, strange, and you just
Wait,
like...
What?
Julian Barrett was in season 2, but I don't remember him.
Okay.
You know
I'm not gonna look because I don't want spoilers.
You know who Julian Barrett is?
I do,
right,
but I can't... I know the name, but... Oh, yeah, from The Mighty Boosh.
From Mighty Boosh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
What the hell? I don't know why I don't remember him.
I'm excited to get back into this, actually. I'm gonna watch
It's so good. Once we finish Adventure Time, we're gonna... our next on our list is Killing Eve Season 3.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. It's so good. I love that show.
Yeah, we're probably just gonna, like, rip through season 2 and then into it. It's so interesting to be in a place where I have no idea what's gonna happen next. Like, I just have no fucking... Like, the places that they leave you and, like, the territory that they cover, I'm just like, what could they do with this? What's next?
But they always do something.
Shit. They always do something.
Yeah, let's do something.
Show must go on.
Show must go on.
With a different head writer, female.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all. So I leave you with the show to watch, Killing Eve and Immoral, which is, if you don't like something, to change history and then do your own thing. So, thanks.
Hey, did we cover what Ben's drinking?
Yes.
Yeah, he's drinking an old-fashioned because he got bitters, and so it has bitters next time, and it tastes the same as last week, except more bitter.
Got it.
And 2 glasses of water.
Correct.
Got it. I remember now. I saw him drinking something brown, and I didn't remember what it was, and so...
It's Ben Brown.
Welcome to Browntown.
All right, good. Killing Eve, very good. Excited to watch it again. Thank you for reminding me about it.
You're welcome.
Phoebe.
Ben, what you got?
Wallet beige.
All right. I got... All right. I got 2 things.
All right.
The first one's one I've talked about before, so I'm going to talk about it briefly.
Do you want me to go delete it in the...
No, it's okay. I think I've
I will. I can.
checked this earlier, but I'm gonna double check right now that I've talked about it. I'm like 90% sure I have.
Erin, where are you watching Killing Eve?
Yes, I have.
Hulu.
Oh, okay.
Hulu.
Oh, I want to shout out my mom, who recently... Hulu recently recommended it to me. She had just started it, and she was like, "Oh, you have to watch it." I was like, "Oh, I've been hearing that. Okay."
Yeah, that's great.
She was right.
Good job, Aunt Karen.
Yeah. So the first thing that I've talked about before is the card game Legends of Runeterra. Do you like my chair squeaks?
Yeah, I love them.
So good.
Which is the card game made by Riot Games. If you recall, I talked about it a while ago when they did like a closed beta, like limited day release where it was like only available for a few days on a weekend, and I played it a lot in that weekend.
Yeah, chef.
And then it went away for a bit and then came back in closed beta and then came back in open beta, and its official launch was May 1st. I didn't really play it, even though I had like access to it. I didn't play it during much of the closed or open beta, and by much I mean none of it since that initial obsession time. And what sucked about that was all my content got wiped from when I played it originally. They did a content wipe between the closed beta and open beta, and I didn't know that.
Why?
So because a lot of the cards changed and they added a lot of new stuff. And I guess because it like would give too much of an advantage to people who played in the closed beta when it was limited or something. But either way, I've been playing it a lot lately since the official release to catch up and get my cards back. And that's when I've been watching a lot of Kitboga videos. So like basically my routine every day has been work, make dinner, come into the office, and play card game while watching Kitboga videos. And it's been pretty great.
Nice.
It's a pretty great routine.
Max and relax.
But I want, because I've talked about it before, and it's, you know, I want to respect the sanctity of the podcast unlike someone else on the show.
Hey, there's no paper trail.
I want to talk about something different, and that's a different podcast that I have loved for a while now. And I think I have mentioned it on the pod, but I have not brought it as an obsession. I checked that also because
that means
I mentioned. I don't know if I've mentioned. I've been obsessed with multiple things this week that are all things that have at least been mentioned in the pod. This is now the 4th thing I've mentioned. It's like Petals for Armor, Legends of Runeterra, Kitboga, and this thing, which is the podcast Rude Tales of Magic.
Oh, yeah.
Have we talked about that?
I think I've mentioned it.
I've listened to it. I haven't watched it because it's a podcast.
It's so fucking good. It's like one of my favorite podcasts now. And I can say that pretty firmly. Because I think that when I initially talked about it or mentioned it, it was like right after it came out. So there were only like 1 or 2 episodes. And there are now 15 episodes.
Can you describe it, Ben? I don't remember this.
It's a D&D podcast. The DM is Branson Reese, who is a like a cartoonist and comedian based in New York, who I initially started following on Twitter because I forget if it was in 2018. I think it was 2018. He released a comic every single day. Like it was like a just a thing he did for that year. He released a comic every day at midnight, and his comics and comedy style are like very, very hard to describe. Very strange. Are you familiar with Branson Reese, Hannah?
No. Branson Reese.
It's like very hard to describe, but I just love it so much. He's just so funny.
Are they all black and white?
Mostly, yeah.
Hello, I'm the Baltimore Oriole. I love to play baseball. All my bathroom stuff comes out of one hole, my cloaca. They said I'm not supposed to talk about my cloaca, but what can they do? Kill my son? It turns out he was just a beach ball painted white. Not a real egg at all. I truly am the last of my kind.
Let me find. He had a
That's
really
a comic
famous one
from
that
him. Yeah, I'll
became.
send it to you.
He had a really famous one that became like a meme. But the original, but it's one of these things where like the original comic is much weirder than a lot of the memes people made of it. Well, let me send it. Or maybe it was 2016 he did this, because this comic's from 2016.
Oh, he has a website, bransonreese.com. And then all of his comics are, well, you know, a lot of his comics are at the comics section of that website.
I'll read this comic to the podcast, because it's one that's actually somewhat readable. And as far as comics go, it's the first panel is the guy standing with sunglasses and he has a shirt on that says "No Fear." And then there's another guy that comes up with a shirt on that says, "What if they made Simpsons porn illegal?" And the third panel is the same guy with the sunglasses, but his shirt now says "One Fear."
This is like drawn on a napkin as well.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it is drawn on a napkin. Yeah.
He is like, he replied to that tweet with like a better drawn version of it. But I just love it, and he's a really good DM, and the rest of the cast is just like all Brooklyn-based comedians and artists that I'd never heard of before this. But they're all really great. And it takes place on a planet called Cordelia, which is named, this is like Branson Reese's style of humor, is the planet, they go to and all the characters go to a school called Polaris University, which is named after the god Polaris, who's the god of, like, the god of pissing and shitting wherever you stand or something. It's just like random, I don't know. It's so good. It's so funny. The characters are there's a fawn monk named Albie, and and her best friend is a Sasquatch whose name is Cordelia, because she didn't have a name and just wandered out of the woods and decided to give herself the name of the planet.
Oh. And then
something like that.
What's the guy? And then he has like his little henchman.
There's a skeleton man named Frederick de Bonesby.
Yeah.
Who's one of my favorite characters. And he's like from a rich family, but tried to turn, and was like a very powerful wizard, but tried to turn himself into a lich, but something failed, and he accidentally turned himself into a skeleton and lost all his powers. And before he transformed himself, he brought a Kenku, there's a Kenku who he gave the ability to speak. They're like crow people that can't talk, they can only mimic, but he gave this one the ability to speak. And his name's Stir Fry, and he's his personal chef.
Yeah.
That's another one of the characters.
Was his last name De Bonesby before he turned himself into a skeleton? Like random coincidence.
Yes. All right. And there's a tiefling named Bello, who's like defining features that he's super chill and hot. and I feel like I'm forgetting someone.
I don't know. It's good.
No, I think that's everyone.
I haven't listened to it in a while, but I enjoyed it. I just like kind of fell off.
Just so consistently hilarious, and there are a lot of like really genuine, heartfelt moments and great role playing. In the latest episode, they had a guest actually. It was. Do you know Brennan Lee Mulligan? Either of you?
Yeah, he does DM stuff too.
Yeah, he does Dimension 20.
Yes, he did.
He's also been in a couple Polygon videos.
And I watched. They did a D&D thing. It was like a one shot for Dimension 20 with the McElroy brothers and a couple other people.
Yeah. Tiny Heist.
Tiny Heist. He was the DM for that. It was quite good. Very fun.
He was a guest star on the most recent episode, which was just one of the best ones. It's like literally like every episode, I'm like, wow, that was like the best episode yet. It just like gets better. It's so good. I love it. And yeah, I want everyone to listen to it. Yeah. I think it's great.
What's it called?
Rude Tales of Magic.
I truly don't remember you talking about this on the podcast.
The Twitter is of Rude, and they have a Patreon too. That I'm not subscribed to. I'm thinking about it because they like actually put out a ton of fucking content on there. And like, to give you an idea of how I think this podcast is getting pretty popular, because I checked their Patreon today and they have like several thousand patrons, which is a lot for a Patreon. Mm-hmm. Like the Twitter description or whatever, Twitter bio on the podcast Twitter page is a nasty podcast for wicked freaks. And the URL for their podcast is daddysfavoritepodcast.com.
It is good. I don't remember where I heard of it, if it was on this, if we did talk about it on this podcast or not. I feel like if we did, it was very quick. It was just like, oh, and they also do this thing. But like, I think I just like heard of a podcast that was like a D&D podcast with a lot of voice actors on it. I think I heard it in an ad. It's also
very well produced.
It is.
I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, it sure is.
Like, they have a lot of sound effects and music and stuff.
Rude Tales of Magic.
Rude Tales of Magic. I know Lucas and I listened to a lot of it on our cross-country road trip too. I got Lucas into it during that. And he thoroughly enjoyed it. So. He was a big fan. I think his favorite character is the Bonesby.
That's a good, yeah.
The Bonesby.
He's so, it's just so good. I can't even try to keep talking and explaining why it's so good. You just have to believe me.
Okay.
Next month, Branson Reese has a book coming out called Hell Was Full. You can pre-order it now. Also do that, because he's great.
Oh my god, I'm gonna lose my mind. Our parents had this book in their house. It was like, I think it was a Matt Groening before The Simpsons.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The like kind of fucked up one.
Yeah, they were all bunnies, like rabbits, but they But it was like kind of fucked up.
Childhood is Hell. Is that what it was?
Huh?
No.
Life is hell. Life in hell. Life in hell is what they were called. Yeah. Yes. So
he's got like that kind of Matt Groening comic vibes.
Yes.
In his comics.
So if you've ever seen any of the Life in Hell comics, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like roughly drawn on purpose. But yeah, Branson Reese, good. Branson Reese is good.
Yeah, everyone go to bransonreese.com. I'll talk about it in homework.
Okay. Ben, if you haven't listened to it yet, once you run out of these, if you're looking for another like RPG podcast that's kind of a similar vibe, I feel like Neoscum is similar. Like, it's not...
Oh, I think they might have advertised that on Rude Tales.
That might have been where I heard about it. It might have been an ad on Neoscum.
Are they also, like, Dark Horse or whatever?
No.
No, what are they called? I don't remember the production company.
I don't remember either. But it's like, it's not the same type of environment. It's not even D&D. It's something else I don't remember. But it's like, you know, the same sort of, I don't know, like, attitude. And it's also run by a very talented and silly, like, cartoonist guy as the GM. So, also that. Cool. All right. Let's do homework.
Let's do it. Hannah, what's your homework?
Oh, this is going to be a mess to edit. There's so much we're going to have to cut out in there. After reading comics. My homework is go outside if you can safely and enjoy the fresh air and, appreciate things growing back after the long winter. Because it's always
not
inspiring.
Including your bittersweet vine.
Yeah, and if you see any bittersweet vines, kill them early and kill them often because they will come back and they'll get stronger. It's the best time to kill a bittersweet vine is when it's a tiny baby bittersweet vine, because the moment that it's bigger than that, it becomes very deep, very difficult to pull up. But you can.
It's powerful.
Yeah, it gains power exponentially. So kill it.
There's power in that.
What'd you say, Ben?
There's power in that.
Yeah, totally.
Your hatred only makes it grow stronger. It feeds off of it.
And also, birds poop the seeds out. So that's the other thing that makes it spread.
Kill all birds. Next time you see a bird, kill it.
I've been doing that anyway.
Yeah, good.
My Twitter is Anthropology. Also my Instagram and Twitch. And I have another podcast called So Dreamy. That's all. Erin, what's your homework?
All right, hello. My name's Erin, and I talked about Killing Eve for the very first time in this podcast. Watch it. It's so good. It's on Hulu. It's really nice. It's so nice. Watch it. It's so nice. My lesbian movie reviews are on Instagram at lesbian movie reviews on Instagram. I'm on Twitch at Disco Greg. Only Greg. I don't
just
know.
One.
I don't know what my Twitch handle is.
Disco Greg, just one.
Disco Greg, just one. Because it's a good bit. All right.
Yeah. Ben, what's your homework?
Is it Ben's turn?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. My homework is listen to Road Tales of Magic. Also, follow Branson Reese on Twitter and go to his website, branson-reese.com, to look at all his comics because they're so funny. And also listen to Pedals for Armor. And also play Legends of Runeterra if you feel like it. Sometimes I stream it. You can watch me play it. And what was my other thing? Oh, Kitboga. I'll just re-up Kitboga. Yeah. It's great.
Great. Do you listen to Kitboga when you're streaming Runeterra?
No.
Oh, okay.
She's disappointed.
That's actually part of why I haven't been streaming a lot of Legends of Runeterra, is because I've been enjoying watching Kitboga instead. My Twitter is Nicely Proved Ben. Follow me there.
Nice.
My Twitch is Disco Greg. That's what we talked about, is Disco Greg.
Mm-hmm. Mine's Disco Greg.
Just one. That's it.
I think it was Discord. Discord is Disco Greg just won.
Oh man,
it's a good bit.
That's awful. Good bit.
Cool. If you have an obsession you want to tell us about, you can call us. Leave us a voicemail at 774-326-0420. Blaze it.
Happy birthday.
Blaze birthday. If you want to leave us, I already did that. If you want to reach us on Twitter, we're at TooBroadPod, TOO Broadpod. If you want to find us on Instagram, we're at WayTooBroad. You can email us at waytoobrod@gmail.com. And if you can't remember any of those things I said and you don't feel like willing back 30 seconds to hear them, you can also go to our website, waytoobroad.com. You can find all of our contact stuff there and all the other homework that we said just now. And
the topic index, unadulterated.
Yeah, the unadulterated topic index, which will only show Killing Eve once, because that's exactly how many times we've talked about it. as an obsession. That's for anything you want. earnben.com for anything you need. Please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Thanks again to Lucas, maybe, for doing that. And I'm just realizing now we didn't check our email.
I checked it.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool. All right, so that's why I was distracted. Sorry. So that's it. The end. The podcast candle is extinguished.
Goodbye. How was it? Was it fucking you up this week?
What?
Was it fucking you up this week?
What?
The podcast candle.
Oh. No, it's the same one.